am a student of counseling and I am not a licensed therapist. The following simulation is used solely for the purpose of academic practice and training. And all parties involved understand that this exercise is for education purposes only. Well, how are you doing today, Nell?
Doing very well.
Good. Glad you come in today. Anything you want to work on today? Do you have your sheet for your
I did. I
therapy
brought mine.
preparation worksheet?
I did. I brought that.
So you have things that you want to...
Yeah, I was hoping to kind of revisit and make sure that I'm focusing on my goals. I wanted to look at some of our statements and see if we might, if I needed to tweak any of those, make sure I'm getting the most effective, change in my thoughts with those statements.
Okay.
I just really want to make sure that I'm using my tools effectively.
All right. Well, that's good because I kind of had the same idea that we'd kind of just review or take part of the session and review. So let me just we'll just start it from the beginning, like our first session. So our first session or two, we talked about setting goals. And we initially set up two. One was to be, you specifically said, be less angry at work and enjoy your job more. And then a couple of sessions later, we added enjoy life more and be less critical of self and others. Okay. Also in that, around that second session, we came up with 5 cognitive statement changes that you were going to use to help you look at things differently. And the first one was, I cannot change anyone but myself. Do not let anyone ruin my day. Number 3, I'm in control of my anger. Number 4, I'm a good employee and manager. And 5, let it go. Are you still utilizing those?
I am. I've kind of adopted that "let it go." It's kind of like my catchphrase or my slogan. I use those Post-it notes on my desktop on my computer, and I put that in a big yellow one, in big print, right in the middle of my computer screen.
Very good.
And like I say, the other ones I don't really have them written anywhere, but that one kind of helps me focus.
Okay.
And I have been surprised how much it helps and reminds me.
Very good.
I'm the only person I can control.
That's right. Very good. Okay, and as we got further into the sessions, in session 4, I gave you a core belief worksheet and some extra copies to evaluate your beliefs, being your core belief and your intermediate beliefs. And of course, this is all terminology that we use. I mean, just so that, and the idea is to help teach you to be your own therapist. So.
Well, as far as the worksheet, I have used it, and mostly it's just to focus on that my way's not always the best way. It's not the only way. It may be a good way, but it's not the only way. So I've really used that worksheet to focus on not micromanaging and letting like I say, not feeling like my way to do it is the only way. So I kind of challenged my thinking there, because we've talked about my family being very competitive and always having to be right. So it's kind of ingrained to think that my way or the highway.
Yeah. And we talked about black and white thinking, and seems to be a problem sometimes.
Well, I know focusing on just letting my staff, just telling them this is what I need done and letting them find their path to that has really helped my anger, because it was all, like I say, I was always trying to micromanage and being angry because I didn't do it the way, or didn't want to do it the way I was wanting it done. And since I've let it go and let them find their own path, I'm happier and they're happier.
Good, very good. Well, in our next session, we talked about a test, what they call historical test, and we use that to go back to that core belief that, as you mentioned, you learned that in the home with your parents through competition and the black and white thinking of it has to be done this particular way. I'm in charge. I'm the rule of this house, and it has to be done this way. And these are the results I have to see. So, with that, you were able to take that core belief and see how it worked through your life as far as situations and incidences that's happened, even at work.
Well, and you've helped me focus on that, because I've seen people who I felt like did it right, did the right things, and had bad outcomes. But then the converse of that is I've seen people who did all the right things and had good outcomes. So it really did challenge my beliefs whenever I really focused on that.
Okay.
And I saw that my beliefs didn't always hold up.
So, that being part of your experiment, the homework that I gave you, what we call behavioral experiments, meaning trying it different ways and seeing whether those beliefs hold up, if there's evidence for them. And as you just stated, you said they didn't always hold up. So the better thing that worked for you was to let it go, let them handle it the way they knew to handle it, even though it may not be the same for you or the way you would do it, but still you got the results you were looking for.
And without the anger.
Right. Without anger, you have happiness. And that carries home too. Be happy with your family and happy in life to enjoy things more. So you've done very well. I mean, it's good that you've been able to utilize all these things. Other things that I've given you, like behavioral skills, we went over and learned those so that you could problem solve and evaluate and respond to your automatic thoughts. And also,
Gotta learn to let it go.
right. And you've been very good about monitoring your automatic thoughts. You've demonstrated that. So, it's very good. You've been doing very good. So we'll look at some more things to do so you can maintain these and keep focus on your goals and keep that stress level down, and therefore keep the anger down and raise your happiness and joy in life. So we'll work on that through the rest of the session.
I think I really want to, the core belief worksheet, I think now that I'm comfortable with it at work, I think I am. I want it to spill over into my personal life some. So I want to get out of the work realm and start working on the just day-to-day life.
Yeah, because it can help with relationships, whether it's your spouse, children, friends, whatever. All right. Well, thank you very much, Sam.